the main game of the afternoon, 4:25 p.m. Eastern kickoff, featured a rematch of last year's AFC Championship, the Bengals and the Chiefs. And it's funny how many people fell into this very simple trap of, oh, nobody's beaten Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row. It's just not happening. Chiefs are going to win simply because no one is going to beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row. And Joe Burrow and the Bengals beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row. 3 times in the same freaking calendar year. 2022 has been the year of the Bengal as it relates to the Chiefs. For as much as the Chiefs have resided in the heads of the Buffalo Bills, the Bengals are residing rent-free in the heads of the Kansas City Chiefs. It's this weird round robin that's going on. Oh, by the way, the Bills and the Bengals get together for the final Monday night game of the year coming up, which should be awesome. Awesome. But Myles, this was exactly the game that I thought it was going to be. Nobody's blowing anybody out. It's going to be back and forth, up and down, and somebody's going to make a big play, and somebody isn't, and that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, it's big boy heavyweight football. I mean, it's the same kind of game, really, that we saw between the Bills and the Chiefs a few weeks ago, and it just so happens that the Bengals are a bad matchup for whatever reason for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was one of those games where it's like, man, if Travis Kelce doesn't fumble, which Travis Kelce does not do very often, then what happens in that game, right? The Chiefs are still up at that point. They're trying to go down the field and score more. Harrison Butker, how is he missing that field goal? What's going on? So it's one of those games where some things happen. And as the Cincinnati Bengals like to say, and we showed it in the open to the show, they've got to come play us. For all the belly aching that we do over Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen being the top 2 QBs in the league, probably, Joe Burrow is right there. And Joe Burrow, frankly, has had more success over the course of his young career than somebody like Josh Allen. So maybe we should be talking about Mahomes and good Lord, what's happening to my brain right now? Maybe we should be talking about Mahomes and Joe Burrow the way we talk about Mahomes and Josh Allen, right? Because Patrick Mahomes definitely has the championship. He's got the MVP. But Joe Burrow right now is playing as good as anybody in the league. And now that he's got Jamar Chase back, who knows what's going to happen with these guys as they go to the finish.
Tyler Boyd last week, Bengals receiver, said that Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes is the new Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. Many would say it's Josh Allen and Mahomes. Maybe there will be 3 of them. Maybe it's Allen and Brady, or Allen and Burrow, Burrow and Mahomes, Mahomes and Allen, a round robin there. I mean, it doesn't have to just be 2 guys. It can be, hey, we've got some great quarterbacks. We've got 3 of them in the conference, and they're going to cross paths from time to time, and it's going to be great whenever they do. Here's Zach Taylor, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, on the question of whether Burrow is doing what Myles just suggested, playing at an MVP level.
He's playing at the level we need for him to lead us to be confident that we can go win every game we play. So whatever those conversations are like, there's no doubt. I've said it before, I wouldn't trade him for anybody in the world.
Here's the reality as it relates to MVP, because I understand that it's part of the discussion. It generates clicks. It draws interest. Who am I going to bet on? I want to bet on the MVP futures. That's fine. Please bet responsibly. But at the end of the day, who's the number 1 seed? That's what's going to determine who the MVP is. If it's the Bengals, then it's Joe Burrow. If it's the Bills, then it's Josh Allen. If it's the Chiefs, then it's Patrick Mahomes. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts is saying, what the hell do I got to do to get some votes?
Right.
And it's almost like having more competition to win the 1 seed makes the guy whose team does it the biggest hero. So right now, you know what you should go do? Responsibly, you should go bet on Josh Allen at 12-1 because the Bills are currently the 1 seed. And if the Bills finishes the 1 seed, I think it's going to be Josh Allen as the MVP. So, and it's going to come down to him and Jalen Hurts, and we'll see. And now this year, because they've got the 5, everybody's going to vote for 5. It should make things a little closer and eliminate the possibility of a tie. But it's the 1 seed is what's critical. Until we know who the 1 seeds are, we truly don't know who the top 2 candidates are for MVP. Because it's not like Tyreek Hill is going to have 2,100 receiving yards. It's not like Justin Jefferson is going to do it either. It's going to be one of these quarterbacks, and it's going to come down to the 2 1 seeds, in my opinion. And one's going to make it, and one's going to not be. One's going to be the runner-up of the 2 1 seeds. That's how it's going to go.
Yes, and that's how it usually goes. I mean, and there's reason for that. When you're talking about the most important position on the best team, that kind of inherently makes you the most valuable. I mean, if I don't know, we're really gonna do that, but if it's in my mind right now, I mean, if you have the two current 1 seeds, I'd go with Jalen Hurts just because he's created fewer turnover plays than Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen's still tied for the league lead in interceptions right now, and they're just sort of are those lapses sometimes that you see. And it's not that he's playing poorly, but it's just I would vote for Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen if I had a vote and the voting was happening today.
Lost in the shuffle yesterday, too. Samaje Perine filling in for Joe Mixon, who has not cleared the concussion protocol, had 21 carries for 106 yards. He had a phenomenal college career. He was, so many of these guys who just have, like, that must be a typo type yardage in college and come to the NFL. It takes them a while. Like Deontay Foreman was the same kind of guy. Like, for whatever reason, and maybe what happens is these guys, here's a quick psychoanalysis. These guys are used to being the guy. They're the star. They're the stud running back at their major college program. And then they get thrust into this morass of, what special teams? I got to play special teams. I got to earn my way up the depth chart. I got to prove that I can pick up blitzers on third down. I got to prove that I can hold on to the football. Like, you get knocked down just as a way that the system works. Very rarely does one of these guys walk through the door and get handed everything. And Samaje Perine and Deontay Foreman, a couple of guys that had to earn it. And it's taken Perine a while, but Perine's got the skills. And good for him to have a 100-yard game and prove to be a viable number 2 to Joe Mixon. Jamar Chase in his first game back after missing 4 with that hairline fracture in his hip, had 7 catches for 97 yards. First December loss for the Chiefs since 2018. And Myles, I don't know if you were watching the show on Friday morning. On the days when you're not on the show, I assume you get up at 4 a.m. Pacific time to watch. I stumped Peter. And I would have stumped myself. I just knew the answer ahead of time. The Chiefs still have not won in Cincinnati since 1984. That's the last time the Chiefs have won in Cincinnati. And that was Peter King's first year covering the NFL with the Cincinnati Enquirer. It was his second NFL game that he ever covered. It was Todd Blackledge versus Ken Anderson in September of 1984. That's the last time the Chiefs have won in Cincinnati. When you think about the last 40 years, the Bengals have not been good for most of it, and the Chiefs have been good for most of it. And to think that they haven't managed to win in Cincinnati in all those years, it's amazing to me.
Well, I probably don't play all that much because when you talk about the standings, right, it's not like they've been in the same place in, the division and the way the schedule works and all that. But when you said 1984, I was like, wow, wasn't that the first year that wasn't Peter covering the Bengals then? And apparently, yes. So maybe they wouldn't have stumped me exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's a long time ago. That's several years before I was born long ago.
Yes,
so apparently Cincinnati just a house of horrors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the year Ghostbusters came out, another movie from the 1980s that Myles has not seen. Ghostbusters. Have you seen Ghostbusters? Correct.
No.
Okay. I'm not even going to ask anymore. I'm just going to assume if the movie was made between 1980 and 1989, you've never seen it and you never will. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.